What's up, guys and girls? Welcome back to another Impulsive TCG video. Today, we're just discussing kind of what happens when Pokemon runs out of packs. Now, obviously, this is kind of hyperbolic. I don't think Pokemon will ever run out of packs. They'll always have new stuff coming out. There'll always be stuff available because people do invest in this. But what happens when, supply reaches a critical point where there isn't anything available anymore at a specific price point? Kind of go from there and just kind of discuss what usually happens at these points. So I just want to break that down for you. So yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, the simple question is what happens when a set is just no longer available, whether it's at MSRP, even double MSRP. Once sets start running out of supply, what happens to these sets? It's happened tons of times in the past. We have it with Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon, or even having it with Scarlet and Violet now. It's happening faster and faster over time. But I just kind of wanted to get into this and why I feel like this happens and what's going to happen with current sets. So obviously, supply doesn't last forever. Things get open, things get thrown away, things get put in basements that are never going to be sold because people hold it until they're 100 years old. These things will never hit the market, and thus the supply is cut. Right? Pretty simple. Also, Pokemon supply doesn't last forever because they don't print forever. Pokemon's print runs are pretty reasonably priced, reasonably short. They're about 2 to 3 years. They'll reprint a set maybe, 1 to 3 times. Maybe if your evolutions from X and Y will get printed 7 times. But overall, the supply does not stay the same for super long because eventually it'll get cut down once the printing stops. The current supply on the market will be what's all that's left, and after a while, it'll be chewed through. People will open it, it'll be locked away, and it won't be available anymore. So kind of what happens then? This has happened multiple times in the past. But overall, prices will shoot up. It's simple law and demand, supply and demand, I guess. But prices will go up as the demand is there still, and the demand stays the same. Supply will cut down, prices go up to match that. It's a reflection inverse chart if you've done any studying of economics or anything like that. It's pretty easy to look up or anything. But yeah, prices will go up whenever the supply is cut down. So that's why printing for these newest modern sets is so important for a lot of people, because they want to be able to get either an entry point to be able to open it, have fun with it before these prices shoot up, because it's now not just a couple of years. Oh, they've been only going up for 5 or 6 years. No, it's now 25, 30 years of Pokemon prices do rise over time. It's not a niche thing that happens and it's only particular set. Every single set eventually gets over MSRP. It's just a matter how long it takes and which ones outperform others. So that's kind of what happens once the supply starts dwindling down. Hey, if you're enjoying the video, it would help me out a ton if you could leave a like and subscribe. Helps me out a ton. I think 99% of people aren't subscribed, but if you could do that, it would help me out. Back to the video. But here's the problem with modern sets. Modern Pokemon is being opened faster and faster than any other time in Pokemon history, besides maybe back in the 90s. I wasn't around back then, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. But modern Pokemon is being opened faster and faster between big breakers, rip and ships, just people enjoying the hobby. It's getting opened faster and faster. The booster boxes that used to sit on shelves are now being bought and opened faster than they can be made. It's literally hundreds of millions of packs are being opened every single month, and that's leading to huge churn and burns. There's less and less supply on the market, which is causing these prices to skyrocket up for older sets, and it's happening even for modern sets because the printing isn't able to keep up with the amount of demand that's there. So thus the supply is getting cut down because they're not able to print to match to that demand. It's a whole long story short. Pokemon, if they printed more, would be able to match the demand. Let's kind of get into a whole nother bag of worms of why Pokemon might not want to print and all sorts of things. But basically, Modern's going through this whole thing because there's too much demand and there's a lot of avenues and ways to open packs. Previous booms, rip and ships weren't a huge thing. Rip and ships are really a modern kind of 2023, 22 innovation in the content creation space. They weren't a huge thing, so that wasn't an avenue of packs getting open and packs getting bought en masse by large streamers. They're oh, I need all these packs for my rip and ships. That's now happening. You have people like Nostalgianomics and other big whatnot people that buy hundreds and thousands of packs every single day to satisfy their customer base and hold on to and do all sorts of things for. That wasn't happening before. Now it is. So that's another reason why these sealed products are going up so fast. And it's what's going to happen. As there's less and less, the amount of packs on the market is going to shrink and shrink and shrink, causing the prices to go up even higher. It's the same old story every single time. So you might be asking yourself, what does this mean for you and me, the average collector? Well, the average collector, this is why investing can be good, because you can get a $60 ETB, $50, $60 ETB, like Evolving Skies, Suddenly 2, 3, 4 years later, it's now a $300 box. You can trade that for another piece of cardboard that you actually do want in your collection. You don't even have to pay the $300. You just paid the $60. Basically paid $60 for a $300 box or piece of cardboard or whatever. But the prices in those sealed collections drop down in price. Eventually, the person you traded that $300 box to opens it, maybe gets something they want, maybe doesn't, but that sealed box never will exist again. It can't. Pokemon didn't make it. So as people start to collect and trade and do stuff, the supply will cut down. People will actually want the sealed collectibles as well, which means they also won't be getting opened, which means they're not hitting the market, which also means prices are going to rise. It's a simple cycle. It'll happen every single couple of years for Pokemon, maybe, who knows. But overall, it's pretty great for collectors because it keeps the prices pretty stable, keeps things on the rise, lets people get good entry points into their favorite collectibles, their favorite cards, and things of that nature. So yeah, once we run out of packs, who ends up winning? Well, it could be you or me. If you hold sealed collections and like to collect sealed investments, you're a winner. If you like to collect cards, you're a winner too. If you like to open stuff, you're a winner too. The people who don't win are usually the people who like to just buy at MSRP and open. Oh, that's perfectly reasonable. It's a very valid criticism to make. I think things should be at MSRP, at least for a certain amount of time, because if not, it's a little ridiculous. But the window to buy at MSRP in this current market is shorter and shorter because things don't sit on shelves. When was the last time you went into Walmart and saw anything? I can't even name the last time. It's been several months, it feels like. But overall, demand equals price going up. And people, it's crazy. As the price goes up, it feels like demand increases with prices going up. It's a weird human phenomenon where people see something that's desirable and expensive and actually want it more and more because they can't afford it. It's a weird phenomenon. It's why Evolving Skies at $30 a pack is selling still just as many as it was at $5 a pack. Because now at $30 a pack, there's tons of people that want it. But yeah, overall, pretty cool. That's what happens kind of when we run out of packs. But let me know what you think in the comments below. If you could drop a like, subscribe, join the Discord, help me out a ton. But yeah, thanks. Appreciate y'all.